very good morning. You're watching Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha with all that's making news at this hour. Let's start with the headlines first. Government expected to take decision on Foreign Secretary level talks in the next 2 days. News reports say the talks are likely to be postponed by some days. Uncertainty over government formation continues in Jammu and Kashmir. BJP puts the ball in Mehbooba's court, says PDP has to take the first call. Domestic stocks close at their lowest level in over 19 months. All eyes on release of IIP and inflation data today to dictate market trend this week. Islamic State unleashes a series of bombing attacks and shootings across Iraq. Scores left dead, dozens more left wounded. And India gets off to a steady start in the first match of the 5-match ODI series in Perth. Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli at the crease after the loss of Shikhar Dhawan's wicket. Well, the government is expected to take a decision on the proposed Foreign Secretary level talks with Pakistan in the next 48 hours. Media reports say there is a huge possibility of the talks being postponed by some days or even weeks. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval left for Paris late on Monday night, while Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar is currently in Mali. Meanwhile, Pakistan is understood to have submitted to India its initial findings on the Pathankot terror attack investigation. News reports said Pakistan claimed that the telephone numbers given by India were not registered in the country. Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif ordered the formation of a high-profile joint investigation team to get more information about the Pathankot airbase attackers, a media report claimed on Monday. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval also denied reports that the upcoming Foreign Secretary level talks between India and Pakistan had been called off. Doval also denied giving an interview to a Hindi daily that quoted him saying the talks would take place only if Pakistan takes action against those behind the Pathankot terror attacks are punished. Doval said he speaks to the media almost every day and did not remember giving any such interview. Pakistan had said on Saturday that the Indo-Pak Foreign Secretary level talks will take place in Islamabad as decided on the 15th of January. And in the backdrop of the Pathankot terror attack, Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar on Monday sent out a stern warning, saying whoever gives India pain should be paid back the same way. He was addressing army officers at a seminar to mark the 68th Army Day. Meanwhile, Pakistan arrested some suspects in connection with the Pathankot airbase attack. Here are more details.
If someone is harming this country, I think that particular individual or that organization, I have purposely used the word individual or organization, should also receive the pain of such activity. Until this pain can be transmitted, he will always enjoy giving pain to us.
Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar sending out a strong warning for those behind the Pathankot attack. He talked about tit-for-tat tactics, reiterating those who harmed India will feel the pain. He was, however, forced to clarify his remarks, saying he never mentioned any particular country or militant organization.
मैंने उसमें भी ये भी कहा कि आप उससे कुछ अर्थ निकालो मत, ये भी कहा मैंने. तो मैं उसका बेसिक प्रिंसिपल बोल रहा हूँ कि जब तक हम लोग उनको दर्द नहीं पहुँचाएंगे, जो कोई हो, मैं एक स्पेसिफिक इशू में नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, तब तक ऐसे इंसिडेंट कम नहीं होंगे.
Meanwhile, Pakistan arrested few suspects in connection with the Pathankot attack based on leads given by India. This following raids by Pakistan intelligence officials in Gujranwala, Jhelum and Bahawalpur districts. Pak Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif also ordered a joint investigation team of IB, Intelligence Services Intelligence, Military Intelligence, Federal Investigation Agency and Police to probe the Pathankot attack links to Pakistan.
I think this time Pakistan seems a little sincere as far as pursuing the perpetrators of Pathankot attack is concerned. Firstly, the organization that has been accused of committing crime is Jaish-e-Mohammed, which is by itself a proscribed organization in Pakistan. I think at this juncture we have to wait and watch.
पठानकोट में जो आतंकवादी हमला हुआ उसको लेकर पूरे देश में आक्रोश है और अच्छी बात ये रही कि नवाज शरीफ साहब ने कहा कि वो कार्रवाई करेंगे, ऐसा उन्होंने आश्वासन दिया.
It's a first step, but it's not the last step because we've been through this before. At the time of 26/11 also, there was a special court that was set up, but 8 years later, we're more or less where we were.
The Pathankot terror attack has cast a shadow over the Indo-Pak Foreign Secretary level talks scheduled for January 15th. Bureau Report, Rajya TV.
And moving on to Jammu and Kashmir now, the suspense over the government formation in the state is not over yet. While the BJP has put the ball in the PDP's court, the Congress has refused to get drawn into the politics of government formation in the state.
Amid suspense over government formation in Jammu and Kashmir, the BJP has now put the ball in PDP's court, making it clear that it wanted the existing power-sharing arrangement between the two parties to continue. BJP has said that the Mehbooba Mufti-led party has to take the first call now.
कब तक बन पाएगी इसका उत्तर मेरे पास नहीं है. हमने एक अच्छा उद्देश्य लेकर 8 महीना पहले जम्मू कश्मीर को एक अच्छा स्थायी सरकार जो डेवलपमेंट ओरिएंटेड हो, जम्मू कश्मीर के हित में हो, ऐसी एक सरकार देने का एक संकल्प लेकर हम दोनों पार्टी साथ आए थे मुफ्ती साहब के लीडरशिप में. आज मुफ्ती साहब नहीं रहे हैं. अब इस अरेंजमेंट को ब्रॉडली जारी रखने के पक्ष में हम हैं.
PDP, on the other hand, has said that Mehbooba will become Chief Minister of the state, but did not clarify whether the alliance with BJP would continue.
सरकार बनेगी और बहुत जल्द बनेगी. दिस वे आर दैट वे सरकार बनेगी और महबूबा जी जो हैं हमारी बहन वो पार्टी की लीडर हैं इस वक्त और वो चीफ मिनिस्टर बनेंगी, वही चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं भी.
Congress, meanwhile, has refuted all speculation of entering into an alliance with the PDP. It clarified that Sonia Gandhi's meeting with Mehbooba Mufti on Sunday was a personal one to convey condolences.
Please reserve your questions if and when they arise on the factual context. I am neither here to lower the gravity of a condolence visit nor here to answer hypothetical questions.
Meanwhile, an independent MLA has promised to support an alliance between the PDP and Congress.
आज वो बीजेपी के साथ सरकार बनाती है और फिर बीजेपी चाहती है कि रियासत का अक्सरियती किरदार भी खत्म हो जाए, तो हमें उसमें कोई वजन नहीं नजर आ रहा है कि महबूबा जी क्यों एक बार फिर बीजेपी के साथ इत्तेहाद करें. बाकी उनकी चॉइस है, उनकी मर्जी है. हम तो छोटे लोग हैं, हम तो सिर्फ बात कह सकते हैं, आगे उनकी अपनी मर्जी है.
With the mourning period for former Chief Minister Mufti Saeed already over, all eyes are now set on the PDP and its leader Mehbooba Mufti for the formation of a new government in the state. Vishal Daya's report for Rajya TV.
Moving on to West Bengal now, the political battle between the Mamata Banerjee-led government and the BJP over the Malda incident has heated up, with the BJP launching a blistering attack on the ruling TMC. It has put up 5 questions to it and accused it of turning a blind eye to the incidents happening in the state. This even as a 3-member party committee to Malda was turned back. Here are more details.
कोई भी सेकुलर राज्य होगा वो कभी भी ये अलाउ नहीं करेगा कि लोग सांप्रदायिकता का जहर बोएं, लीफलेट्स बांटें, जिसके अंदर कम्युनल प्रोवोकेशन करें, उसके लिए वो रोक करेगा. मगर ऐसा ममता जी ने किया नहीं. क्यों नहीं किया? क्योंकि वो वोट बैंक की राजनीति करती हैं.
The BJP hitting out at the West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee over violence in Malda. The party posed 5 questions before Mamata, accusing her of failing to control the situation despite advanced reports about brewing tension. The BJP also alleged that the Kalyachak police station was attacked to destroy records about opium farming and a fake currency racket in the area.
This opium farming, which leads to drug smuggling across the border, which leads to the fake currency racket which was going to be busted, raises enough suspicion that why the police station where all these records were kept was attacked.
This came after a fact-finding team of BJP MPs was stopped from visiting Kalyachak. District authorities cited imposition of Section 144 in the area. On January 6th, another BJP delegation led by Shamik Bhattacharya, its lone MLA in West Bengal Assembly, was stopped from visiting the area.
We are coming here to give a confidence to the people, know about the truth, We also want to know about the circumstances and the facts and the chain of events, what was happened here. But unfortunately, we are not allowed to go there.
With assembly polls due later this year in Bengal, the incident has turned into a political blame game.
It's a sensitive border town. 10 arrests have been made. No injuries, no deaths. So that is tactful handling. And B, this is part of the BJP RSS's SIN 100 strategy. By SIN, I mean CIN 100. What is CIN? It means communally insensitive narrative.
सब जगह चुनाव के पहले ये इस प्रकार के सांप्रदायिक ध्रुवीकरण और उन्माद पैदा करने का प्रयास करते हैं, लेकिन इस बार विशेषकर मालदा की उस भयानक घटना के बाद टीएमसी और टीएमसी सरकार चाहती है कि इस प्रकार की ध्रुवीकरण हो, तो ये बहुत ही खतरनाक है बंगाल के लिए।
Violence had broken out in Kaliachak on December 3rd over an alleged remark of a BJP leader. Protesters had also set fire to a police station. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had said there was no communal tension and described the incident as a fallout of an issue between the BSF and locals. With inputs from Pranav Goswami, Bureau Report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, it's time for a very short break here. News and updates will continue on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
Saina Nehwal, the first Indian to win a medal in badminton at the Olympics. The world number 2 ranked player is also the first Indian to win the World Junior Badminton Championships and the first Indian to win a Super Series tournament. Saina Nehwal in fact completed a hat-trick Super Series titles in 2010. That same year, she became the first Indian singles player to reach the final of the year-ending Super Series finals, defeating two-time All-England champion and former world number 1 Tine Bown in the semis.
Welcome back. You're watching Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV. The Congress party has fired one more salvo at the Modi government on the issue of corruption, this time against Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari. Party General Secretary Digvijay Singh has accused Nitin Gadkari of giving undue favour to a company in the Zojila Pass Tunnel Road project. Gadkari, though, has refuted the allegations. Listen in.
The Congress party upped the ante against the BJP-led Modi government on Monday. Party General Secretary Digvijay Singh accused Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari of giving undue favour to IRB Infrastructure Developers Limited in the 10,000 crore rupees Zojila Pass Tunnel Road project.
आइडियल एनर्जी प्रोजेक्ट्स लिमिटेड जो कि आईआरबी ग्रुप की है, उसमें नितिन गडकरी जी के चिरंजीव निखिल उसमें डायरेक्टर 2009, 2010, 2011 तक रहे.
Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari meanwhile has refuted all allegations.
आपको पता है कि हमारे डिपार्टमेंट में कोई भी काम ई टेंडर के सिवा नहीं होता. जो टेंडर एक बार निकला था तब भी एक ही पार्टी आई थी. आज भी निकला तो भी ई टेंडर से ही आया. पूरे दुनिया को ग्लोबल टेंडर वर्ल्ड लेवल पर बना है और मैं फेवर करके कभी किसी को हम टेंडर नहीं देते और कभी ऐसी बात नहीं होती. मेरा बेटा उस कंपनी में कोई डायरेक्टर नहीं, मेरा 1 रुपये का शेयर होल्डिंग, मेरा उसके साथ कोई संबंध नहीं. आप ये झूठी बातें इतने बार लिख चुके, कुछ निकला नहीं. मुझे सबने क्लीन चिट दी और दिग्विजय सांग ने जितने बात बताई थी उसके जवाब भी मिले हैं और मुझे इन्हीं के सरकार के समय इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट ने चिट दी कि मेरा कोई संबंध नहीं. इस कंपनी के साथ मेरा बेटा डायरेक्टर नहीं, मेरे को कोई 1 रुपये का लेना देना नहीं, मेरा 1 रुपये का शेयर होल्डिंग है.
Congress party has sought Nitin Gadkari's dismissal and also submitted all the documents related to the allegations to the CVC. With inputs from Vishal Dahiya and Nav Vikram Singh, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The Defence Ministry is making major changes in its procurement policy. Stating this on Monday, Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar said it's in the process of modifying the earlier practice of choosing only the cheapest system. Accordingly, the Defence Acquisition Council is enhancing offset threshold for defence deals to 2,000 crore from the current 300 crores. Further, it will define strategic partners from the private sector and promote Indian-designed weapon systems. The upcoming changes in the policy will be finalized within 2 months. Parker said crucial aspects like blacklisting and strategic partnerships are still being analysed and could take longer to be rolled out.
So we have to go by our requirement. I think many indigenous development is taking place, and we need to encourage it. Make in India is an mindset. Unless you really get it plugged in your mind, the stakeholders, both sides, buyer as well as seller, will not create the right synergy.
Moving on to some other news now. The Supreme Court yesterday questioned the 1500-year-old tradition of banning entry of women in the historic Sabrimala temple in Kerala. A bench observed that the practice was not supported by the constitutional scheme and the temple cannot prohibit any entry except on the basis of religion. The observations came on a PIL filed by the Young Lawyers Association that is seeking entry for all females between the ages of 10 and 50 years in the temple. Currently, girls who have attained puberty are not allowed to enter the temple premises. The court reserved its judgment for the 8th of February.
Everybody the freedom to profess and propagate any religion and offer prayers, then how can the authorities of the trust stop the women from entering the temple? It is a landmark day because the women who have been fighting for equality would definitely get the permission from the court in the due course to offer prayers to the Sabrimala temple.
Constitution of India gives equality to every citizen in this country, and we are not governed by any religious code. Religion could be individual faith and belief. So I do not think any public institution or any temple or any place, if women want to go, they should be not allowed to go. So I feel that this is absolutely a welcome decision by the Supreme Court. We appeal to all the religious institutions of all shades and color to follow this.
The Index of Industrial Production data for November 2015 is due to be released today. Industrial production in October 2015 stood at 9.8%, the highest since November 2010. The government is also slated to release the Consumer Price Index figures for December 2015. CPI inflation is the key price indicator of the RBI for policy purposes. It rose to 5.41% in November from 5% in the preceding month. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley is scheduled to hold pre-budget consultation meetings with different social sector related groups and representatives of banking and financial institutions. And the benchmark BSE Sensex crashed on Monday under relentless selling pressure following the Chinese meltdown. The Sensex ended the day at 24,825.04, down by 109 points after hitting its fresh 52-week low in intraday trade. The NSE Nifty settled at 7,563, down 38 points. There was brisk selling on the counters of ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, TCS and State Bank of India, which pushed the benchmark indices lower as investors rushed to cover their losses. Well, on the second day of his visit to Kerala, Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari will inaugurate the Inter-Health Annual Conference at Malappuram. He will then proceed to Thiruvananthapuram to confer the Sri Chitara Thirunal Award to former diplomat T.P. Srinivasan. Later in the evening, Mohammad Hamid Ansari is scheduled to release a book titled Jawaharlal Nehru and Indian Politics in Perspective. Yesterday, the Vice President inaugurated the K.R. Narayanan National Institute of Visual Sciences and Arts and also took part in the TOCH International Centenary events at TOCH Public School, Vaitila in Kochi. Speaking at the event, Ansari evoked Mahatma Gandhi, saying by choosing intentionally to help others, one can redefine the nature of life of an individual. On the diplomatic front, Syrian Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Foreign Affairs Walid al-Muallim will hold talks with External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj today. They're expected to discuss a host of bilateral issues besides the situation in Syria. Muallim arrived in India on Monday on a 4-day bilateral visit in which he is scheduled to hold talks of mutual interest with leaders here. In a rare visit from the war-torn country, Muallim will try to build international support for Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's government before the peace talks in Geneva. And let's now take a look at what's expected to make news today in our segment, The Day Ahead. The Supreme Court will today hear petitions challenging the centre's move to lift a ban on the controversial bull-taming sport Jallikattu in Tamil Nadu. The petitions were filed by the Animal Welfare Board, PETA and a Bangalore-based NGO. the centre lifted the 4-year-old ban on holding of Jallikattu on the 8th of January in Polban, Tamil Nadu with certain restrictions. The Supreme Court will also hear the review petition filed by the centre and several state governments on the apex court's landmark judgment barring publication of photos of leaders in official advertisements. In its verdict dated the 13th of May, the top court had ruled that except those of the President, Prime Minister and the Chief Justice of India, photographs of no other leader would be used in government advertisements. A two-judge bench will hear the review petitions today. Hearing in the call drop case will continue in the Delhi High Court today. The court will commence hearing arguments of the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, defending its decision on call drops regulation. On Monday, the cellular operators had told the High Court that TRAI's call drop compensation regulation was a knee-jerk reaction which penalized them without proving any wrongdoing. Nepal's United Democratic Madhesi Front will launch a fresh protest campaign from today onwards, further escalating the political crisis in the country over its new constitution. The 10-day campaign will include protest rallies, bait-in rallies, photo exhibitions and dharnas. The protesters are rejecting a constitution amendment proposal introduced in the Nepalese parliament. With that, time for another quick break. All the international news to follow on the other side. Do stay with us.
विजय लक्ष्मी पंडित, संयुक्त राष्ट्र महासभा की पहली महिला अध्यक्ष, देश की पहली महिला कैबिनेट मंत्री, भारतीय संविधान सभा की सदस्य, लोकसभा में फूलपुर सीट की नुमाइंदगी, संयुक्त राष्ट्र मानवाधिकार परिषद में देश का प्रतिनिधित्व। विजय लक्ष्मी पंडित के नाम है उपलब्धियां अनेक। नेहरू परिवार की ये सदस्य है देश की सफलतम राजनीतिज्ञों में से एक।
Welcome back. You're with Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV. Moving on to the international news now. Islamic State gunmen on Monday went on a killing spree, triggering 3 bomb blasts in separate places. Over 40 people were killed and over 100 were injured in these incidents. The group immediately claimed responsibility for the attacks.
Islamic State militants went on a rampage in Iraq on Monday. They triggered multiple bomb blasts along with suicide attacks. Close to 50 people were killed and over 100 injured at different locations. At the Al Jawahara shopping center in Baghdad, terrorists set off a car bomb and went on a shooting spree, killing at least 18 people and injuring over 40. 2 militants also blew off explosive belts when security forces stormed the building, while 2 were later gunned down.
حسينا إلا ناس مسلحة طبت علينا ببنادق وترمي طلقات وتصيح الله أكبر الله أكبر. عندنا واحد من جوارنا انقتل، عندنا عالم قامت تدخل علينا المحلات فقام ما يرحمهم يدخل وراهم ويرمي عليهم طلقات. قتل تقريبا هواي عالم يعني ناس مستفرقة بالشوارع.
In another incident, at least 23 people were killed when 2 bombs went off in the eastern town of Muqdadiya. 7 more were killed after a car bomb exploded in the southeastern Baghdad suburb of Naharawan. The IS controls much of northern and western Iraq and suffered a major defeat after losing the strategic city of Ramadi, and this attack could be the part of their revenge. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And in the wake of mob assaults on women in Cologne on New Year's Eve, gangs of men are reported to have attacked and injured 2 Pakistanis and 1 Syrian man in the city. With initial reports suggesting the involvement of migrants in the New Year Eve attacks, Chancellor Angela Merkel and her liberal policies towards them are coming increasingly under attack.
The German government is toughening its stand on refugees. After bringing in a new asylum law, it's sending hundreds of migrants back to Austria from the border since the start of this month. The latest developments are evidence of the mounting pressure on Chancellor Angela Merkel. In the wake of the attacks in Cologne and other German cities, the police are targeting asylum seekers. The State Interior Minister confirmed that people of foreign descent were responsible for the violence on New Year's Eve in Cologne.
Wir haben diese Situation analysiert. Ich stehe für eine Fehlerkultur, die da heißt, Fehler, wenn sie Fehler sind, werden als Fehler benannt.
The revelation prompted protest in the eastern city of Leipzig, with demonstrators demanding Merkel's resignation.
Also speziell die Sache, was uns in den letzten Wochen und Monaten besonders aufregt, ist die ganze Situation mit den Ausländern, wie das alles gehandhabt wird. Und ich glaube, und nicht nur ich, viele andere auch.
Faced with massive criticism for her open-door migrant policy, Chancellor Angela Merkel said on Monday that Europe is still vulnerable in the refugee crisis.
Und jetzt sind wir plötzlich gefordert, dass Flüchtlinge nach Europa kommen. Und wir sind verwundbar, wie wir sehen, weil wir die Ordnung, die Steuerung noch nicht so haben, wie wir uns das wünschen.
Germany has taken in around 1.1 million asylum seekers in 2015. Almost double the number are expected to enter the country in 2016. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And a look now at some other international updates in a quick world wrap. The Iraqi Air Force destroyed Islamic State targets in the provinces of Salahuddin and Anbar on Monday. Airstrikes were conducted in the city of Fallujah in the Anbar province. An Iraq Defense Ministry statement said the airstrikes caused the Islamic State heavy loss of lives and material. Meanwhile, Denmark will send 120 soldiers to Anbar to fight the Islamic State, along with their peers from 30-plus countries. The peace dialogue in Myanmar will begin today with ethnic armed group leaders, government negotiators and representatives of the country's powerful military to meet to discuss the fragile peace process, days after Aung San Suu Kyi said it will be the priority for the new government. Legendary British rock star David Bowie died at the age of 69 after an 18-month battle with cancer. Bowie attained cult status with hits like Ziggy Stardust. Fans remembered him for his daring displays of sexuality and glittering costumes. Mourners laid flowers and lit candles beside a memorial in the Brixton area of South London where he was born. Tributes were also paid by some of the biggest names in music, including the Rolling Stones, Madonna and rapper Kanye West. Trucks carrying humanitarian aid entered the Syrian town of Madaya near the Lebanese border, where thousands are trapped and the UN says people are reported to have died of starvation. Trucks carrying food and medical supplies and doctors have started treating people caught in the war. And in the latest on the one-day international between India and Australia, Rohit Sharma made a chanceless 50 to help India make a steady start along with Virat Kohli. Indian batsman Shikhar Dhawan was out for only 9 runs after he was caught early of a delivery from Josh Hazlewood. India is currently at 116 for the loss of 1 wicket in 24 overs, with batsmen Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma at the crease. Earlier, India won the toss and elected to bat first in Perth. While Punjab seamer Barinder Sran is making his international debut from India, Australian bowlers Joel Paris and Scott Boland are also playing their first international match. Moving on to some other sports news now. Barcelona forward Lionel Messi has won the Ballon d'Or award for the world's best player for the 5th time. The 28-year-old Argentine got 41.33% of the vote, with Real Madrid forward Cristiano Ronaldo getting 27.76% voted second. Barca's Neymar with 7.86% was voted third. United States midfielder Carly Lloyd, who scored a hat-trick in the World Cup finals, won the Women's Award. English coach Mark Sampson was beaten to the Women's Football Coach of the Year award by USA boss Jill Ellis. That's it from us in this bulletin. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.